doctor, and it's currently April 28th, just a couple minutes after 7. My apologies, we're running a little late today, playing with some new equipment here. So, the big thing is what's happening today, okay? And the biggest thing that's going to affect your ability to get, protect, and enjoy your money, your life, and your retirement right now is the COVID situation. And it affects everybody. And right now, the current COVID cases are roughly, okay, they hit for the first time actually, 1 million cases. 1 million COVID cases right now for the first time in the United States. Okay, that's a big number, and it's not much different than 998, but we like round numbers for some reason, and 1 million is a striking number, without a doubt, in the world. And that's how many cases there are right now. 1 million cases just in the United States by itself. Now, of that, about 58,000 deaths right now in the last 9 weeks. Death rate is still holding basically at 5.5%. Little bright spot is that we've had 110,000 people that actually recovered right now from COVID, which is a little bit nice. Cases in New York State are 295,000 cases. Okay, 22.9 deaths so far. 17.6 of those are in New York City by itself. Now, what's novel is that death rate in New York is actually holding. It's actually holding, which that's a good thing. It's creeping up ever so slowly, but it's no big jumps, which is a real good thing. Again, New York City has been hit, New York State's been hit really badly, and it's probably hit worse than any other city in the world at this point in time, just because of the density of the people that are there. Now, New Jersey is slowed a little bit, but they still have some people going on there. Their numbers keep going up. Right now, you know, what are they doing right now? It's even hard to tell. They just keep going. Okay, a little bit more than yesterday, but not too bad. I think it's 110,000 total cases and 6.9 thousand deaths so far. Now, each one of those is a personal tragedy, and I've been highlighting a couple of those things for the last couple of days. And today's not going to be really all that much different. Okay, Dr. Laura Breen was the ER medical director at New York Presbyterian Hospital. She's a 49-year-old doctor, previously contracted the coronavirus while treating patients. She recovered, and she'd actually gone back to work to try and help out the rest of the staff. Okay, but they sent her home. And what happened was her father is also a retired doctor. He's a retired trauma surgeon. Okay, and he said, she went down to the trenches, and she's killed by the enemy on the front lines. It was difficult for him, obviously. She loved her work. She loved her coworkers, and she did what she could for them. Okay, that's exactly what he said. But Laura told her father that her and her colleagues were putting in 18-hour days, sleeping in hallways, and the ambulances couldn't even get in because they were just so busy. Okay, she worked in the emergency room. Okay, she'd been on the front lines for weeks, handling cases with a constant onslaught, especially in New York City, the pandemic center of the entire world at this point in time. Okay, nearly 300,000 cases just in New York State by itself, 17,000 deaths in New York City alone. Dr. Breen contracted the virus, took about a week and a half to recover, and she was lucked out. She actually recovered after a week and a half. She got back to work, but she couldn't last. Okay, she made it through almost a 12-hour shift, but that was as far as she can go. She felt she had to get back there to help her colleagues. And her friend told her, look, you did enough already. Okay, you really need to go back home to Virginia to go visit your family. So she did. She went back, and soon after she got back to Virginia, she was admitted to the University of Virginia Hospital for exhaustion. Her father said her mother was a doctor in the ward where she was actually admitted to. So about a week later, okay, Laura left the hospital, stayed with her mom, and then she went over to visit her sister, and that's where she died. Okay, officers responded to a 911 call, and it was on Sunday, and they identified her as the victim, Charlottesville Police Department said that, she was taken to the University Hospital for treatment and later succumbed to self-inflicted injuries. Okay. A statement from New York Presbyterian Hospital where she worked said that, words just cannot convey the sense of loss we feel today. Dr. Breen is a hero who brought the highest ideals of medicine to the challenging front lines of the emergency department. Our focus today is to provide support to her family and her friends. Her colleagues, as well as, the rest of the department, hope that, they understand that they're having a very extraordinary, difficult time. Okay, what's going on here? Okay. Her father said heroes like that are still on the front lines, and they're treating patients constantly in New York City, and it's rough. Again, with over 1 million cases, in just 1 million deaths, 1 million cases in 9 weeks, there's a story for each one of these people. The virus hit groups of victims, nursing homes, churches, multiple members of families from the same as well as multiple generations in different parts of the country, in every walk of life, from infants to the elderly. There are over 10,000 COVID deaths in nursing homes and long-term care facilities by themselves. People getting hit the hardest are seniors and the working class folks that keep this nation running on a daily basis. Healthcare workers, store clerks, transit workers, bus drivers, police and fire departments, especially in states with high COVID cases. They're sick and they're dying. Postal workers, over 3,500 service people in the military right now tested positive for COVID, including 2 deaths. More than 5,000 reported cases and 13 deaths of workers in at least 48 different processing plants in 10 different states. This is really starting to affect the national food supply, and the USDA reported that the other day, that there was basically a 20 to 30% reduction across the board. Now on Sunday, Tyson Food Chairman John Tyson said in a blog post that the U.S. food supply is breaking, with millions of pounds of meat set to just disappear as plants close. Well, faced with the worries of meat shortage caused by coronavirus, President Trump, just 2 days later, used the Defense Production Act to order meat processing plants to remain open, saying he planned to sign an order aimed at Tyson Foods' liability so that it wasn't going to be a roadblock for the company. Now, again, he moved to protect the company, while the workers making $10 an hour are left out on their own. It's really amazing. Tyson says there's a food problem. 2 days later, the president picks up and uses the Defense Production Act. And the workers are left dangling. There's a big push every day, especially with the president and the governors, to open the states. Of the dozen or so states that are trying to open at some point, some way, shape, or form, right now, none of them has met what the president and his own task force have said was a minimum requirement of 14 days with a slowing rate. They haven't found that yet. Although it's really interesting that the president will use the Defense Production Act in, again, just 2 days to make certain that we can get pork chops and hamburgers. But here we are, 4 months into this pandemic, 2 months since he actually acknowledged that it existed, and we've only tested 1.5% of the population. He hasn't used the Defense Production Act at all to get the testing done. With all the supply chain that we need, all the component parts of that testing that come into play, and the distribution. If people want to get this under control, they really have to quit playing politics with this and get the testing done. It's the only thing that needs to get done. Get the testing done. Why it's not getting done is totally beyond my comprehension. I have no clue. I really have no idea. It's 100% his responsibility. He's the only one who can put that order in place. Now, I have no idea what financial or political interest he has that may be preventing him from doing what's needed and what's right for the country. Now, moving on, you may wonder why all those major corporations and big businesses with multi-million-dollar valuations were getting all that PPP money. Well, it's really pretty simple. The banks are paid commission for each loan that they process and fund. It takes the same amount of work to process a PPP loan for a $10 million loan or a $10 million company as it does to process one for an $80,000 loan for a mom and pop business. Now, which loans do you think they're going to process first? Just a guess. Now, like I said, it all comes down to money, power, and politics. Every decision that's being made, money, power, and politics. Now, Vice President today, doing his little social thing, visited the Mayo Clinic. Okay. Now, the Mayo Clinic is one of the national places in this country, one of the national healthcare centers in this country, and they have a 100% face mask facility. Now, that means that if you go into the facility, everybody wears a face mask. But no surprise, okay, the president was not social distancing when he was in there, got his photo op in there, and he was the only one not wearing a mask. The only one. Obviously, leading by example, okay, he must have missed that point in school. But a lot of the leaders seem to have missed that these days. And with that said, okay, what do you think's going on? I don't know. If you're still waiting for your stimulus check, your $1,200 stimulus check, there's some key dates. I had mentioned them yesterday, not the dates themselves, but that the IRS has set these payment dates. I'm going to post a link with that specific information on the site that I have when I post this video on YouTube tomorrow. On the YouTube link, there'll be a link to my page, The Real Money Doctor. It goes to a specific page with all these links on it. And in that page, I'm going to post a link to the IRS's site so that you can track down what's happened if you haven't received your money yet. Now, I've been doing this for, God, almost 30 days right now, and I really do appreciate you being here. My only goal is to help you get, protect, and enjoy your money, your life, and your retirement. Now, I appreciate you being with me. I really do. I have a good time doing this. It takes a good bit of work on my part, but I enjoy doing this for you. And again, I'm Dr. Fred Rouse, the Real Money Doctor. So again, I appreciate you being here. I appreciate you sharing some time with me. I look forward to seeing some time with you tomorrow. Thank you.